Hello, this is Carolyn from Carolyn's Paper Therapy. I'm coming back to do another tutorial on the next 4 pages of the Romantic Rose journal that we've been working on. The first video was to put together all of the tags using My Porch Prints, flip tags, papers, and ephemera. And then I have put together this series of pages here from the Sweet Shabby Rose papers. And in the last video we talked about how the cover was developed, the closure of this ribbon, the inside front cover, and this page right here. Today tonight we're gonna start on this page here. So I'm gonna move the other pages out of the way for the moment. And if you remember, I put this one tag on with a little paper clip that I had put a banner on and a button. And so with it holding this on the other side we also have the back side of the paper clip. So I decided to use it with this tag here, which will just slide onto the paper clip. Also, I selected this journal card to also tuck in behind there, and it is printed on the back with some beautiful rose papers where writing can happen. This also has a place for writing on the back. So these just tuck in here like this. And then at the top I wanted to put some words of some kind, and I pulled out my box that I have all my words cut in, and this is a word from G. Kerr's I believe it's called Words and Phrases digital kit that I just keep printing it out and cutting these out and having them handy. And I like them because they're kind of a collage already. So I chose the words think positive, and instead of just putting that flat on the page, I decided to put down some of the coffee dyed cheesecloth, and we'll glue that down. I usually just kind of tack it down with the glue so it will sort of stay in place, because the other piece will be glued right on top of it. I'm going to pull this out of the way too. I have a flatter surface. There we go. Now, so there's the cheesecloth on there, and then I wanted to put the think positive but also have this paper kind of behind it. So I will put that down first. This is also from G. Kerr, because I believe it is the same picture as this right here, the smaller version on that collage. And then this will just glue in the center, just like that. I put extra thick glue on when I know that I'm gluing over the fabric, so that the glue can go through and it'll be fixed tightly to the page. Okay, so that page is done right quick. The next page is this one right here. And what I decided to use was a template that looks like this. This is from Angela Kerr. It's a template for a kind of a folder for sliding a tag down in. And so I just traced this onto some paper that I had already printed out on both sides. And I've marked the fold lines, and then I cut this piece out twice to provide kind of a contrast on the inside. So I'll show you what that looks like. This is the template that I cut out, and I marked where the folds would be and folded them on that line. I actually used my scoring board to score these folds, and they fold in like this and kind of overlap right here, and your tag is going to go down inside. And so what I did on these was cut out 2 circles with my punch. Uh-oh, there it is. With this punch, I think it's around an inch circle. I punched out 2 circles for each side and glued them together so they would be thicker. Then I found the center and poked a hole, and I measured where I wanted them here and poked a hole. And I've used a pink brads to fasten on. And once you get that brad through there, you want to take your bone folder or something and mash really hard so that it flattens it out nice and flat. So now that I have that done, I want to glue on the back side of these papers, which when you open this up, it gives a contrasting piece inside. I think I have them switched. This will glue on here. This one will glue on over here. So I'll do that. I did notice that I didn't cut these exactly perfect, but they'll be fine anyway. So even though the contrast is not huge, you can see this has a little bit larger roses and a more solid background, and this is a stripe with little pink flowers. And I'll glue down the other side. I waited to glue these on until I had the brads on there so they would cover the back side of the brad. I had a little bit of trouble getting that lined up, but it's good now. There we go. Okay, so this piece will fold in like this and fasten closed, and we'll do the closure next. I have this thread that I have that's kind of a waxy coated thread that I will use to close this with. And what I'm going to do is on one side go ahead and tie a knot. I'm all thumbs tonight. I have done an awful lot of gardening work today and wrestled with my little dog Biscuit the whole time because he likes to bite the hose, get a drink of water out of the hose, help me by eating on the flowers, sitting in the flowers. I like to take him with me. I worked at the church garden mostly today, and I like to take him with me, but it is not easy. It seems like he enjoys making everything just a little bit hard for me. Okay, I finally got that knot tied, and then I'll cut off that loose end. So this is going to hold this tag right here that we did the other day on our other video where we put together all of the tags. This has room to write on the back, and this is just going to fit down in there just like that. So what I want to do first is glue this folder down on this page a little bit below the center because that's a tall tag and it'll stick up above. So we'll do that next. I don't know the name of this template, but you can go on Angela Kerr's Etsy shop and search for it under templates, and you will find it. I tried to write down papers and all that I was using, and I didn't do a very good job because I ended up cutting them out, and then I wasn't sure where the different ones came from, so I apologize for that. Okay, now this will just fit right in here, like so. And it's already done with the bow on it and everything. And then you take this string and just wrap it back and forth as a closure. So that finishes that page. The next one we're going to do will be on the back side of that. I'm going to move this out of the way and keep my pages all straight so I know what I'm doing. Okay, now we're going to do this page next, and I'm going to use this tag. It has a little pocket in it with a little piece of ephemera and has room for writing on the back. And what I did was I wanted to put together a pocket to slide it down in. And it doesn't have to go all the way down because we're making these pockets, and we have very decorative tags, so you don't want to stuff them all the way down in there. Anyway, it'll go to about there. So what I will do next is glue down the three sides of this. This is nothing more than just a piece of the printed paper that I made. I just chose something that was contrasting to what was on these pages and cut it out to fit the width and the depth that I wanted, rounded the corners and inked the edges. So this is going to go right in here, and I will glue down the bottom three edges close to the edge so that tag will go down in there. Now I did something kind of fun here on the bottom. I had a heart die. So I ran it through my die cut machine, and instead of using the heart, which I'll save and use another time, I cut a square out around it and inked it, and I'm going to use the cutout as a frame for one of the roses on this pocket. So that's going to glue down just like that on that pocket. I remember one time I had seen where a lady had done something similar to this, and she had used a circle cut out as a frame, and I thought, well, I wonder how she cut that perfect circle out. And silly me, I wrote her and asked her, and she said, well, I used a die. And so that's the opposite of what you normally think that you would use a die for. You would use it to cut out your heart. But then the piece that's left has a heart-shaped opening, which makes a perfect frame. So that's what I'm doing with that right there. And then in one of the kits that I use, and it may be the a flip tag kit, there's this butterfly. And I fussy cut out the butterfly and inked the edges, and I'm going to place it right on there like that. I use a lot of butterfly stickers if you come across those. They're not that easy to cut out, the fussy cut, but this one color coordinates with the kit. And so I put it right there on the frame, still letting that rose show through. And then I showed you before on one of my other videos the die cuts that you can use to cut out these little delicate flowers and things. And so I decided to use these just right across here on the bottom. So I'll get those glued down. And these are really fine. I have this fine tip glue, so that helps, but even that is a little bit heavy for this. It's just very delicate. I'm working here in the evening, so my lighting is not even all that great, but it'll be okay. Whenever you have glue that oozes out a little bit, I use a paper towel just to kind of mash it, and it soaks up the glue that's left sticking out. Okay, and I have a pink one that I'm also going to put down here. Okay, and the last piece I'm going to do is this leaf. And I'll let it come down like this. I found these pastel cardstock. I believe I got it at Hobby Lobby. I had trouble finding the pastels that I wanted. And of course you could use these papers like this and this to cut out your flowers and leaves in any kind of greens or pinks or whatever color you might want. But anyway, that's what I did there. And then this, I hope, will fit right down in there. And I think I want to put a little piece of lace across there. Let me find some. I ordered a whole bunch of this cotton lace from Amazon early on when I first started doing my journals. And I don't remember it being very expensive, and it came in, I think there were 6 different widths and sizes and types, and it has come in handy so many times for me. So I'm going to put that right there at the bottom. Okay, that page is done. We have one more to do. This next page, I'm going to use this one that has the 3-dimensional butterfly on it. The die cut, the tag flips had this as ephemera in it, and there were 3 different sizes of butterflies. And so we layered them and just glued them in the center, and I added the pearls. So that made a really nice tag. It can be written on the back. So we're going to want to make sure that these aren't too close to the center there. So I'm going to off-center it just a little bit. But it's going to be a tuck anyway. I have this card of this journal card of this beautiful lady. And what I'm going to do with it is use it as a tuck. I'm going to glue here and up this way just a little bit. So I'll do that. So instead of a pocket, this is more like a corner tuck. I just went up about this far so that this can just tuck in there like so. And then I have this rose that I've fussy cut out that I'm also going to add on to her like this. Try and get my little points with plenty of glue. So this pulls out like so and just tucks in here. Okay, so that's all we're going to do tonight. Let me just put it together here so you can see how far we've come. We have our cover. The inside front cover. This page here. This is clipped on with this paper clip with the banner. On the other side, we have this one clipped on with the back side of the paper clip with an additional journal card tucked in there and words at the top. And this is our little folder from the template. It unwinds like so to open up. Somehow. Uh-oh. Well, anyway, it does. And it'll open up. There we go. It'll open up with contrasting inside. This tag comes out. Writing can be done in here on the back of the tag. And this just closes up by winding this thread in figure 8 to close it back up. The next page over is this pretty pocket with the framed, heart-framed rose and the little flowers, die cuts, cotton lace, butterfly, and then this pretty tag slid down inside. And this tag has a pocket on it. This page has a corner tuck of this photograph of a Victorian woman with a rose, and then this just pulls out this way. Writing can be done here and on the back here. So when we come back next, we're going to be doing the center of the journal. So we have several tags left to use that I have in my box here. I'll just show them to you right quick. These are the tags that are left. There's probably more than will fit in here. I may do a combination of tags on one page so that I can use them all. I'd like to use them all. So this is what we have left to work with that we've already prepared. And what I do when I'm getting ready to do the next page is I just select the tag or tags that I want to use, and then I start figuring out how I want to have a pocket or a hidden paper clip. This actually would make a nice paper clip at the top of a page, which I may do that. So there are a lot of possibilities here left. So this is what we've done tonight, and I hope you enjoyed it. I was so tired from gardening, I wasn't sure I was going to be able to even do this tonight. So, but this is easier than anything else I could think of to do. So I hope you enjoyed it and will be inspired about what you've seen here tonight. Always, if you have any questions, feel free to write a comment in the messages, and I will answer any questions that you have. So remember, every day's a gift. Always choose to look for the joy in each day. Do something during the day to reach out to others. Share your gifts with others. Today I gardened at the church, and so that was a gift to my church and the people that come and go in and out of the parking lot there. So there's always something that we can be doing, writing notes to people, texting people, calling them, sending cards, or just a smile in the line at the grocery store. So I hope you have a good evening, And so I'm going to sign off for now, and I will see you soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.